Ciao Juventini and welcome to the All Juve cast. It's another Juventus match day and a big one as we are going to face Inter and we're going to shake things up a bit here today. And I'm going to pass the reins over today to Cliff. And Cliff is going to run this match day live for us all. We've got a lot of Juventini in here out of the gate ready to go. Doesn't surprise me as it's a big match day. Luca, Anthony, the boys, Luis Barbosa, tough match indeed. Yes, we're going to go through all the news, all the buildup. And we've got Lucci, Antonio, too long, my friend. Great to see you, brother. And Cliff, on that note, I'm just going to set up the banner and it's all yours, my friend. I look forward to kicking back here and watching Cliff do his thing. Go ahead, my friend.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I'm not stealing your job anytime soon. I'm definitely not ready for this, man. But I'm excited. I'm excited to get going. I'm excited to have the cast here for a great match day today. First of all, how's everybody doing in the chat? How are we doing? How are our panelists doing today?
A little nervous,
Great.
but we're good.
That's good, man. We're ready to go. So let's get into some news real quick. So the first news is Rabiot is apparently out for this match, and Keane is out due to a muscle fatigue. What are you guys thinking about this? Is this going to have a big impact on this game? I know Rabiot's your boy. Rabiot's your boy, Daniel, Mr. Lucci. So what do you think of this?
Well, I'm not too surprised since he just recovered from COVID, so his fitness is probably not where it needs to be. I would, even if he was fit, I doubt we would have seen him today. But the Keane loss is, although he hasn't been great, it might be a little tough because now we have a lesser option off the bench if we need a goal late on. But hopefully Morata, Dybala can get it done.
Yeah. Hey, Anto, what do you think about that? What do you think? Is Keane not being in, is that going to have an impact in terms of not having him available as a sub?
No, I wouldn't say so. I think he's been disappointing the last couple of games. I think he needs to work on his touch and work on being a number 9, to be honest with you. But Rabiot, I think his physicality will be a miss in the middle of the pitch. I still say we've got good options in there. It looks as if we've found a bit of a balance in the last couple of games. So I don't think Rabiot will be a big miss in this one.
Yeah, and I guess before I get to Al, because I'm running the show, I guess I might as well just do the dance because you can't kick me now. You can't kick me now because I'm the host. So, you might have messed up on that, but no, I'm kidding.
With power. Drunk with power.
No, I won't abuse my power anymore. No more dances for the show. But in other news, and a serious note, Allegri wants to keep Kulusevski, relevant in the squad, and obviously it sounds like he wants to keep him permanently in the team. What are your guys' thoughts on this? Because obviously Kulusevski has had a weird stretch in the last few matches. He had that game winner against Zenit, but he hasn't been completely convincing in his play. I'll have Al. I want to have you touch on that first.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing that came when the news broke out is how many fans like Juventini thought that Kulusevski should be higher up in the pecking order on with the players, and mainly Bernardeschi. It still seems to be this like struggle for fans to see why, like, what Berna is really offering. Like, he's still taking a lot of heat and whatnot. And I don't know. I think right now how Allegri is managing him is probably bang on for what we've been getting from Kulusevski, to be honest. I think I prefer him to be that impact off the bench. He's had somewhat of an impact in most cameos, but even the last one, I mean, aside from the goal, which was great to get that game winner and everything, it was all okay what we saw out of Kulusevski. So I don't necessarily know if I put him any higher on the depth chart than that substitute. And the thing is that Kulusevski's going to get his matches. There are going to be games where he gets the start, and he just has to prove it in those matches that he should be starting. Because right now, I don't think he's done enough to warrant being a starter. That's my 2 cents.
I'm on mute. So I want to thank Dells09 saying, well done on the website, guys. Love seeing the growth. We'd love to hear that. Thank you so much. We have our guys put in a lot of work to get that site up. So and now it's up and running. So you guys have to check it out. We're gonna have a lot of articles on there. So very excited for that. And then Lucci, I want to get your thoughts on Kulusevski. And in terms of Bernardeschi, does he leapfrog him at all, or do you think Bernardeschi is very firmly ahead of him?
Yeah, right now I would, from what I've seen, Bernard definitely deserves to start and to continue to start until injury or Kulu steps up. I've been a supporter of Kulu for ever since he joined, and you do see little sparks here and there from the kid, but it's tough when he's maybe not playing in a position he would prefer, or like we said, we've had different coaches the past couple of years. Maybe that's affected him as well, but until I start seeing it on a consistent basis, it's going to be tough for me to argue that he deserves to start. And like Al said, I'm sure in some of the games, Coppa Italia, maybe later on in the Champions League, he might get a start here and there. But he's definitely talented. We just got to put him in areas, or Allegri needs to put him in areas where he can succeed. Get his skill and where he can run at defenders. So right now, my boy Berner's proving me right. He's had a good start to the season. Hopefully today he can do something even better. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. If only he hit that bicycle kick, then everybody would have called him
I would have never let that
GOAT.
go if he hit that.
Yeah, but we got Anto too. I want to get your thoughts quickly on this. What do you think about this in terms of Kulusevski? Where is he in the pecking order? Is he above Bernardeschi? Is Bernardeschi firmly, like I said, ahead of Kulusevski in this lineup?
I think when you look at the way where they play on the pitch, I think you can't make the comparison because Bernardeschi's playing much deeper, almost. In terms of Kulusevski, there's no denying the boy's got talent, but his final decisions it's always been the question mark. He needs to improve on that. But I think there's going to be chances for everyone. It's a hell of a congested fixture list. Max touched on his presser yesterday. There's plenty of people going to see the pitch. Who doesn't play tonight will play obviously the next game. So it's just a case of everyone staying on their toes and doing what's expected of the manager.
They have 3 games in the next 6 days or something like that. So someone should definitely get a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. And what up, Allegri, our mister, is in the house today. Thank you so much for hopping in. We're going to have a great match today. And then RB Comps asked me, Cliff, are you confident Allegri will kick up a derby win today? You're going to have to watch the watch along with me later to find out. We're going to have the watch along later. I'm going to be starting that. I'll be heading that up. I'm very excited. I'm going to be answering all of your comments for the match day, or for the watch along, excuse me. That's going to be really, really fun. So you're going to have to tune in to see.
Big day for Cliff today. I think he's going to get my early man of the match prediction. He's not even playing, this guy. Big day.
I hope so, man. I'm like Bernardeschi. I can play everywhere except for goalie and center back. There's only 2 positions I can't play.
That's what happens when you're 5'2".
5'6" and 3/4. Let's get that straight. That is the exact height. But yeah, moving on. We have De Sciglio over Sandro. These are some of the things that people are saying right now. They're thinking because his good run of form, he would deserve this start over Sandro. And I think people might actually have a little bit of an argument on that. We're going to go to Al first on that. What do you think on these transgressions recently?
It's tough. It's one of those scenarios. Do you go with a hot hand while De Sciglio's hot, or are we playing with fire because, man, we've already got 2 great showings out of him? And the thing is that it's honestly it's a great surprise. I don't think anybody expected those type of performances out of De Sciglio. So the fact that we got them, that's great. But we have to remember Sandro has had a bit of a resurgence this season too. So, and honestly, he was the one that we had more confidence in from the start. So big match against Inter for me. Sandro would be ahead of De Sciglio regardless of those 2 good showings from him.
We're going to go with the man right underneath you, the man from Scotland. Anto, let's get your thoughts. I want to see what you think of this.
I think what we all forget, Max has seen these guys in training. He knows who's playing well and who's not playing well. We don't have the luxury of seeing open training sessions. So I try not look too much into player selection. I'm with Al in this one. If I did have to pick one, it would be Alessandro. I think, as Al touched on, he's definitely he's definitely improved a hell of a lot. Physically as well, he's progressive. His runs are more progressive. But De Sciglio starts, then you can't obviously argue with it. He's been outstanding. I can't believe I'm actually saying that word, but he's been outstanding the last 2 games. But my only worry is if Dumfries plays, I think he's got his hands full. If he plays, if Bushilio certainly plays.
Yeah, and Lucci, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I'm going Sandro 100%. Like we said, we got a few more games coming up within the next couple of days, so I'm sure MDS is going to get some time in those ones. Plus, Sandro's been fairly rested over the past week, so you would think he's fairly fresh to get in there and hopefully give us a decent match. We hope, anyways.
Yeah, and after that, we got Alex P coming in saying he's only in here for Lucci.
My man, Alex.
That's I'm sorry to hear that. That's really depressing to me. That's your only reason for coming in here. But I guess we're going to go right into, there's a lot of history with this fixture, guys. So much history. So the first bit of facts, we have 200.
We're going to go trivia. It's trivia time, man.
Yeah, we're going to go into trivia, man. We're really excited for this. This is one of the biggest trivias of the season.
Anto, this is the first trip around for Anto in trivia. This should be right up his alley. Me and Anto being, three of the elder statesmen of the group.
Be gentle. I had a rough night last night, so please be gentle.
We'll try to take it easy on you, Anto. So we're going to get right into it. First, there's 228 official matches between these two teams. How many wins for Juventus in that span? We're going to go with Anto, the history buff, first.
Thanks, Cliff. Thank you. I think Juventus are edging it, but don't ask me a number. I'm terrible at these kind of games, so I would say Juventus are edging it, but I don't know a number.
Let's see if
that's not how this game
some
works.
guesses in the live.
That's not how this game works, Anto. You have to give us a number.
What was the amount of games? Apologies.
228 matches. Ooh, Zamet with 110 for Juve.
Georg coming in with 110. Anthony with 105.
Do you know what? I'll go with my man Anthony, 105.
Luca being left in the dust at 125. Anto chose to go with Anthony.
Okay, Lucci, what are we thinking?
I'm going to go 128.
Ooh.
Okay. Al, what are we thinking?
Well, I shouldn't really take part as I assisted in coming up with these, but it's interesting though because as I look at them when I was kind of helping put together the trivia, my guess was actually higher than what we had. I had us closer to the 130 mark around Lucci.
Yeah, well, I guess I'll weigh in on it real quick before I share I think it's 107. Oh, what? Would you look at that? That's the answer. I guess I got it right, guys. I win this trivia for today. No, I think a lot of people were really close. 107 is the official answer. We had Ant with 105, so he was one better than George actually. George was very close, so it is 107. Sorry, Mister. Mister said 98. I'm so sorry, Mister. You didn't even get you coached the team, but you can't get that right. My gosh. Slipping up. So the next one, what is the largest margin of victory in this matchup? We're going to take it over to Lucci first.
I'm going to say a 4-0. I don't know.
Okay, Anto, what do you think?
I don't know why, but I think Juventus have beat Inter 6-1 before. I don't know why I'm thinking that.
Okay. So let's see what Ant says. 5. What 5 what, Ant?
5-2? 9-1. 9-1.
Omar's throwing out a 9-1.
Omar's must be drunk or sleeping still.
The correct answer is 9-1. Juventus.
Oh, come on.
So Omer got it right.
That's what it was.
He Googled it. That's why.
Anto wasn't far off at 6-1.
I got to say, though, I was not expecting. I would have never expected that. If I wasn't given the answer, I would have maybe expected like 5-1, 4-1, but I would have never thought 9-1. And Meester is happy. He's laughing. He's licking his chops. He's excited for today. He's ready to repeat that scoreline today. So the next one.
Imagine? My word.
Oh my gosh, dude. You know how many people would be screaming Scudetto winners if they beat Inter 9-1?
It's almost like they didn't play with goalies back in the day or something to get a 9-1. Like that's wild.
I'll tell you one thing. Oh, sorry, Anto. You go.
I'm getting mixed up with the Juventus AC Milan game. 6-1, they beat them, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. That was a beauty one.
Yeah, exactly. But the next one we got, how many of the top 5 goal scorers in this fixture played for both teams? I'm not going to give you the I almost gave you the answer. So I'm going to have Lucci go first.
Oh, I just went first last time.
Whatever.
What the hell?
Anto go first then. Well, you're going to complain
gotta
about
think
Lucci. We're
about
going to have
this.
Anto go.
So how many? Sorry, what was the question again? How many of the top 5?
Yeah, so how many of the top 5 goal scorers in this fixture played for both teams?
I'm actually struggling to think who played with the both teams. I know Vidal did. Does really a hard question.
There was a lot of players that played for both
Yeah.
these clubs.
I'll give you a hint. It is not Vidal. He is not one of the players.
Yeah, you got to think history-wise. And
Yes, this is going way back.
So
I was gonna
Georg's
say, like,
coming in with
4.
2. He says 2 players out of the top 5 played for both teams.
Yeah, 3. I'm gonna say 3.
3.
Oh, 1. So Ibra. I'm going.
Oh, that's not a bad shout.
I'm going to say 2. Ibrahimovic and.
So the answer is actually 3. Lucci, for once, actually gets it right. So yeah, so out of those 3, who do you guys think? And like I said, it's not Vidal. I'm going to give you another hint. It's not Zlatan. So 2 of the most notable players, it's not on the list.
It's got to be Vieri. Who else? Fuck. You
Ibra?
just, Del's
got it.
Yep.
Del's got one.
Got one of those players in Boninsegna.
Boninsegna, he's got one. So you got one down. This
One
is
of
going
them
way back,
was-
boys.
I'll
Are we
give a
talking,
hint. One
like-
of them, their stadium was named after.
Oh, Miazza?
Yeah.
There you go. That's 2. What was the
third
last
one's
one?
tough.
Did we hit all 3?
No, you need
we
one
had
more.
2.
Oh,
Because the third one, yeah.
Lucci doesn't know how to count.
I thought you said 3.
Anastasia there. That's it. That's those
That-
3.
That
I
might
would've
be the
never-
hardest question
I would've
of
never
all
gotten
these
that one.
questions.
Yeah.
Because that's going way
was-
back in the history.
I was honestly thinking Baggio as well. Shout out to Allegri, Mr. Allegri here, but I guess
Yeah.
not.
Allegri, how do you not know this, man? You've been a part of this club for so long. Shame on you. Shame on you. But so the next one, we're gonna go leading goal scorer in this matchup. Who is it? And then I will follow that up with how many.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Was it somebody they named or is it somebody entirely new?
So hint, it's not anybody that we've talked about before. None of the players we've mentioned, Zlatan, none of these guys.
Cliff is so good to you guys, man. He's so nice as a host. Eh?
'cause
Way more
I
hints
try to
than
be.
I throw out there.
I'm
I'm a man of the people, Al. A man of the people.
I like it.
I was gonna say ADP as well, Brian. That was my thought, but I don't think that's right.
I can't say anything. I don't want to give any more hints. Al's saying I'm being too generous. So
Georg's coming in with ADP. So is
Yeah.
Brian O'Connor, Del Piero.
yeah. I mean, good guesses. Anto, who do you think?
I would have said Del Piero, but I'm really struggling with these ones, to be honest
Let's
with
go
you.
further back because it's historic, super historic fixture.
I'm gonna
I'll
give you
a
guys
big hint
one
that
more
it's going-
person.
It's going way back with a big goal scorer.
Sibori.
Sorry?
Omar Sibori.
Hey, he got
There you
it.
go,
Sibori.
Anto.
Yeah, well done, Anto. Hopefully I didn't just
Beautiful.
yell into your ears. I'm sorry because my mic's kind of close. Hopefully I didn't yell at you guys. But today's Aguet is not right. Ravagnelli is not right. It is Sibori. And how many did he score in this fixture during his tenure? I'm going to go with Lucci.
Oh man.
Sorry, Lucci. I keep going to you. I don't know why. It's the
don't
jawline.
know,
Keep
dude.
screaming.
Is there a range at least? Can you give me a range here? Like it could be anything.
Oh, man. I got to be so nice to you guys. Come on.
I
This is my
thought it was
first time
gonna be-
hosting.
I thought it was going to be 11 to lead the fixture list with 11.
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought.
there's
And look at
already a
that. There's a
A
bunch
lot of people
11s
saying
in there.
11. My gosh.
I'm gonna go 9.
And says 14. And saying 14. Anto, what say you?
No, I'm going to stick with 11. I think that sounds about right.
So it is not. It's actually 13. So Ant,
Ant was close.
why the heck is Ant doing so well this morning, guys? What is he had a triple shot? My gosh.
He'll be sitting there with Google, that's why.
Yeah, he's good. He's right. He's real quick on Google right now. So yeah, that was a good one. And the next one, classic match in 17-18, where Juventus steals the 3 points Who was the defender for Juve who gave up the own goal?
What?
I'm going to go Anto first.
17-18 season. Let's see.
Think of the defenders who we had on that roster.
It's not Lucio, is it? No, he was
Ooh.
behind.
Actually, Barzagli sounds like a good shout.
Maybe. Maybe not. I can't say until Anto gives me his answer.
Georg's been pretty close like throughout all this trivia.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
I'm gonna go Barca because I honestly don't know. Barzagli, yeah.
So
that seems to be the common one.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Barzagli is the one for this. Unfortunate, but yeah, everybody was right on that one. I guess everybody's got Google right next
The
to them.
next one's a fun one. This is a nice one.
Okay. Besides Pepita, name the other scorers.
Oh no, not that one. Sorry. Next one's a good one.
Oh.
Let's just get to it. Let's get to the next one.
You want me to go to the next
How many
one?
more trophies does Juve have than Inter?
How many more trophies does Juventus have over Inter? I guess Al's got that. He's got that host in him. He's trying to cut in on me.
I'm sorry, man. I just want to get to this one because I love the answer.
I know. Let's see, boys. What do you think, Anto? What do you think?
Is this including the ones who stole off us? Is it not including the ones who stole off us?
This is including all of them.
I would say all in about 20 odd trophies more.
That's what I was gonna say.
So Brian O'Connor comes in with 35, and Dave Etta says 17. We have Omer with 30. So Omer, my man, right with 30, man, right on the mark.
That's the one time I was hoping it was wrong with my answer. This shows you the dominance we've got over those.
Yeah, the Snakes got nothing on us. Nothing. So the next one, name 5 players. This is the last trivia question, so make sure you guys are on your game. Name 5 players who have represented both teams. I think this is probably the easiest one.
Yeah.
Lucio. Vieri.
Lucio.
Vieri. Baggio.
It's 3.
Ibra.
The guy.
Ibra.
There you go.
And
the last one.
There's got to be one more.
David.
Vidal.
Vidal. Yeah. How did I forget Vidal? Of course. Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it's a little bit early for you, Lucci. I don't know.
Whatever. I got 3. I was doing well. It was just taking me some time.
I forgot Cannavaro played for both teams. That's a good point.
Yeah.
But that will end it for our trivia. Well done, boys. Round of applause for the boys.
Live too. They were on it.
Yeah, man. This is everybody was super engaged, and he had Google, right up ready for him. So good for him. Getting ready first thing this morning. And then so a few things I want to discuss with the lineups. It's looking like, based on what I'm seeing, my sources are telling me it's gonna be a 3-5-2. It's gonna be Chesney in goal, Danilo, Bonucci, Chiellini as the back 3, Quadrado at right mid, Bentancur, Locatelli, Bernardeschi, Sandro for the middle, and then Chiesa and Morata up top. What are your first thoughts? I'm going to go with the man who's handed me the reins this morning. Al, what do you think of that lineup?
It's not bad, and I could see what they would want to do. I'm not 100% sold. I would go at Inter with a 3-5-2 as well. Mm-hmm. Seeing the fact that they play 3-5-2, to be honest. I think I'd keep the back 4 for structure. I probably would play this one out almost more of a 4-5-1 with if Bernardeschi's going to be in the lineup in a situation where he's behind our top guy. Chiesa and Quadrado could play off the wings so that offensively it could turn into your 4-2-3-1 if you want to look at it that way. And that also puts Bernardeschi in a good position to rule out Brozovic. He could still potentially do this in that 3-5-2, but I don't know. I think the stability at the back of the 4 is a little bit better in this way. That 4-5-1 setup kind of puts Chiesa in a stronger suited role for him, because I'm not sold on him as a top 2. option. And then sometimes if there's too much movement, him and Quadrado occupy kind of the same spaces and whatnot, and it could create some weird little awkwardness in there. I'd go 4-5-1 personally. That's me.
Yeah, so I'm gonna cut it real quick. I want to just counter Al's point. The only reason I wouldn't go 4-5-1 is just because I feel like Morata isolated up top, even on the attack. I feel like he might be too isolated in that role up top. I feel like they're not going to push up fast enough to be able to give him the support he needs. It's just going to be him receiving the ball and then basically waiting forever for people to catch up, which I think that's why I know people would think it's stupid, but I think a 4-3-3 would still suit us just because I think we know Inter is going to hold possession better. We know that they're going to be able to run the midfield more than us if they're playing their type formation. But I think through the wings, that's going to be where we succeed because I think they're back to outside backs are a little bit vulnerable. I think we could attack them with our wingers.
The thing with that is Morata's going to have to be he's going to have to move around a lot anyways, because to open up space for others, whenever you watch teams, and we broke it down pretty good in the tactical breakdown video, and it's any 9 that goes against Inter, you have to find those pockets behind the mids and ahead of the D to try and suck some of those guys in for your other players to run onto. So Morata's going to be a key player for us. So if he tries to play against the last line of defense, that plays right to Inter's hand. So he's going to have to move around a lot. So, but yeah, I could understand the 4-3-3 as well. And it theoretically could shape up the same way. You just have your wings set up straight. But Bernardeschi, I think, he's going to have a tough job today because he's going to have to support the offense while still ruling out Brozovic for them.
Yeah. Just because I think, and I'll let Lucci hop in real quick in a sec. I just think Skriniar, De Vrij, and Bastoni are too strong to be able to play through the middle. I think you're going to be having to look through the wings just because Morata is going to be, let's be honest, he's going to probably be in the pocket of Skriniar, Bastoni, and De Vrij just because of how talented of center backs they are. So I think you need to play through the wing.
Let's not get too ahead of ourselves because in saying Morata is not capable of doing things, he's done it before. And on top of that, it's not like Conte's still the coach. They've looked vulnerable at times at the back end this year. So I think, like Al said, Morata's going to find those spaces and try to either find Bernardeschi or Chiesa or even Quadrado for that matter to try to flee them on a counter, because I think that's what Max is going to be going for here. Inter will probably hold most of the possession, which we are unfortunately used to pretty much already. But I think that's going to be Morata's not really going to try to take them on one-on-one, but he's going to try to hold up the ball and get it going, get it going offensively. So I think that's fine. Quadrado can run, Chiesa can run. You can beat that whole back line for pace. That's not really my concern.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but Bernardeschi's going to have a lot of work to do, like we saw Kulu last season, trying to somewhat man mark Brozovic and hold him out of the game. So it's going to be 100%. Interesting.
Yeah, exactly. So, Anto, what do you think? What do you think of this lineup? What do you think of this formation? How would you play it?
For those you who know me, I'm not one that look at formations. I think Allegri will have a game plan. That game plan will be executed perfectly. You've seen a lot of what Allegri said in his press yesterday regarding Brozovic. Bernardeschi will have a massive role to play in stopping Brozovic play. Brozovic has improved a hell of a lot over the last maybe 2 years. He's became almost Pirlo-like, how he dictates a game, dictates a tempo, as I say. So you need to get about him and stop him playing. Going back to what I was saying with the 3-5-2 or the 4-5-1, I think Max's, if it does happen to be 3-5-2, I think Allegri will be looking to do match Inter man per man all over the pitch and just play them at their best game and make the best team win, as I say. But I think the two wing backs for Inter, anytime I've watched them, really stay wide and stay high up the pitch. So if Alexandra and Quadrado are on the game, they'll probably push them all the way back. But form details, formations all go out the window with these kind of games. It's usually down to fine details. A red card or a penalty incident, as I say, it's one of those kind of games. But I think we'll win tonight. I really do. I don't think there'll be any issues. I think these are the kind of games that Allegri excels in, and I think Simone Inzaghi's there for the taking as well.
Yeah, I think Anto hits on a great point. It's going to be a really, really tight match, and it's going to be really a match of details who makes the least mistakes. And I think this is going to come down 2-1 either way. It's going to be a 1-goal difference, and it's going to be a late one. But how do I remove people? Because Anto mentioned Brozovic and Pirlo in the same sentence, and I don't want to ever hear that again.
Man. Just
he's. Sorry, I was referring to the way he dictates the game. The quality-wise, they won't get near Pirlo, but sometimes you need to put your pride aside and just obviously give the player credit. I think Brozovic is a fantastic player, and he's really worked on his game.
Yeah, I kid when I say that, but yeah, I'm sorry, Al, to cut you off, but yeah, he's right. Brozovic does play that Pirlo-like role, but we have to make sure we caveat it with the like in front of it.
I wanted to get everybody's thoughts just on this Inter squad in general, because I know Anthony and I kind of got into it a bit as we prepared for it after our last post-match podcast, and this team doesn't really have me as weary as the Conte-led Inter, even though it's the majority of the same players. They have this different feel, and I think it totally is a reflection of the change in managers. Of course, Lukaku, Hakimi gone and whatnot, but still, I mean, Dzeko's been doing well for them and whatnot, but they don't strike me as the same team. Like it's different when Conte was there, and I think they're a bit vulnerable, and I actually feel quite good about Juventus going into this one today. I just want to get your guys' thoughts on, do you guys feel the same way about this Inter? Like not as weary as them as opposed to when they were led by Conte?
100%, especially defensively. They've, like we said, they look a little vulnerable compared to last season where it's, you're practically playing PlayStation. They're up 1 or 2. They're not going to concede. This season with Inzaghi, it's looked a lot different. I think, although Dzeko has been decent, you're obviously still more worried about Lukaku and what he can do for the rest of the team. Whereas Dzeko needs, they need to feed Dzeko, whereas Lukaku can feed the rest of the teammates. But with that said, I'm still, and we've discussed this before with, Anthony from Inter Worldwide, Barella is, still one of the best midfielders in the league. So he's going to need a lot of attention.
Yeah, I was going to say, based on this team, obviously you don't feel that same edge like you did with Conte. But in terms of a squad, ability, there's plenty of talent on this team. Obviously you lost some key figures, but there's still a lot of talent. And defensively, they might not be as structured, but they still have players who can pocket someone one-on-one if need be, in terms of talent. But then offensively, that's where we still have to be worried, because Juventus obviously have been keeping clean sheets, but I think this is where the clean sheet, cycle ends, because Inter is that they could be good enough offensively where they can break you down, with Lautaro and Dzeko playing off one another. But I know everybody's calling for my head after I even mentioned removing Anto. Obviously, guys, I'm not going to remove Anto. Anto is the man. I would never even dream of it. But yeah, so Anto, let's get your point going off of that on this Merda side.
I think what Al says is spot on. You look man to man who they've lost Inter in the last year. Lukaku, Hakimi, and even obviously for obvious reasons, Eriksen, because Eriksen was starting to come on to a game and he's still a world-class footballer. But Inter don't seem as if they've got a plan B. They've played so long with this rigid 3-5-2 formation that you don't know where the solutions are going to come from. As I say, I don't care what happens to Inter in Europe, but you see the problems in the Champions League. They don't have a plan B, and they never have, as I say, because Conte's been rigid with 3-5-2, and Simone Inzaghi has played that formation as well. So I think if you get them guessing and get them on the back foot, they're there for the taking. They've got their issues. Lazio exposed them in the second half last week, and you could see Luis Alberto, Milinkovic-Savic, and even Ciro Immobile were playing in the little pockets behind the midfield and in front of the back three, and they're not the most mobile at the back. So Allegri, as I say, he'll have a plan, and I trust Max. If it was Pirlo at the realm, I wouldn't be too confident.
Yeah, 100%. Allegri just brings a whole nother dynamic in terms of how you feel in this match. And we got Luca coming here, really coming at me about the hosting gig. At least I'm here, Luca. I don't know what else to say, buddy. I see someone in the bleachers. Someone's on here. So, but yeah, we're going to move on. I want to ask everybody in the panel, what are we thinking in terms of how is Juve going to succeed in this match? How do they break down this Inter side? How do they, keep from conceding in this match? I'm going to go with our boy Anto first.
Max touched on it yesterday. This is the first time in Italy for almost since the pandemic started. It's going to be plus 50,000 in a stadium. So the expectations from Merda fans will be to take the game to Juventus and get in front early. So if you stop them playing and really frustrate that crowd, I think that's how you beat them, because eventually Juventus always grow into a game. But we need to stop them from scoring first. Dan touched on it. If Inter get in front, they very rarely, apart from the Lazio game, they more or less see a game out, as I say. So frustrate the crowd and execute the game plan, and I think it'll come good.
Yeah, Lucci, what are your thoughts?
Well, I just want to touch on that. I feel like the crowd's going to just, motivate Chiellini. I love when he gets the crowd going and, he's doing all his antics and everyone gets all, starts crying and all that stuff. But I love that. Anyway, I wrote this in our article for All Juve Cast that I think shutting down Brozovic and Barella, whether that's man marking or trying to keep them off the ball is going to be important to our success. You keep them out of it, pretty much everything, their attack runs through those two, and then, either through Dzeko or Lautaro. But if you can stop it in the midfield, that's huge for us. They might still have possession, but if you can, hold those guys back like we did at times last season, you're looking good. I think that's going to be important, and getting Chiesa involved is going to be very important for us going forward. Of course, I expect hopefully a big one from him.
Great point. And Dave giving us a very nice, simplified breakdown of this. Just defend, counter, shoot, or pass, but a good pass. Well said. I mean, against Inter, you have to play very simple. You have to play just smart, simple football, and I think they'll be very successful. I expect Inter to hold more possession, probably between 55 and 60%, but I think on the counter, that's where we're going to be most dangerous, and I think you'll probably see us with more shots in this match. And then we're going to have the gaffer. I want the gaffer to weigh in on this.
I think it's going to be really, really interesting at the start, and probably a little bit of a tentative kind of approach from Juve anyways, just to kind of see. The funny thing with Inter is that their biggest strength also opens up their biggest weakness, right? Because they press so hard and they are not afraid to send bodies forward. They always have minimum 4 in and around that area, like at all times, with usually 2 supports, as they're not afraid to get those mids involved. Shutting down Brozovic and Barella as best as possible is huge. And I think that's the reason why, you'd want to flood the midfield, obviously, because even if you're going to man mark Brozovic, you still have a couple other guys that can create. And I mean, even if Çalhanoğlu ends up starting, I mean, the guy, depending on which Çalhanoğlu shows up, there's a potential for some creation there too, right? And a decent counter-attacking player. Barella, we know what Barella can do. The interesting thing is Dzeko is going to be looking to do the same thing too. He drops a lot for Inter in their play, and it allows everybody, again, to have options. What they want to do is they force defenders to make decisions by sending extra bodies. We have to be sharp at the back, be able to win possession, but also have a setup that allows us to counter them, because that's where we're going to be able to really punch them in the faces. We have to be strong on the counter game. If we're going to do it all in buildup and look for 1v1s, it's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day for Juve. So if we want to play that style where we're kind of slow, getting the ball to the outsides, looking for 1v1s to win before creating opportunities, it's going to be tough. We essentially have to do the same thing they do, and that's not be scared to send some mids up in attack and really put them to the sword. So it's an interesting one. It's a really, really interesting matchup. And usually in these types of rivalry games, the tactics, all that stuff goes out the window, but it's kind of different with Inter, because we see in the way they play how easy, if you get it wrong, it can turn ugly. Last year, I get it was Pirlo. I would never expect that to happen with Allegri, but he's got to be on. Everybody's got to be on. The mids are going to be key for Juve in this one.
Yeah, and a great point too. Before I get to my quick thoughts on this, Anthony saying everyone should check out Al's tactical analysis that he released on YouTube yesterday. do it! Exclamation point times 3. Or never mind, by 2. Sorry. But yeah, you guys have to check that out. Great video. Al does a phenomenal job breaking these things down. And then you said sending. That's a key word that I want to touch on, because if they're going to be pressing, look for Locatelli, Bonucci, and Cuadrado to try to put balls over the top, try to find guys through. Because if they're going to press, they're going to leave themselves very exposed in terms of balls over the top, especially because we have players who can send good passes over the top. Especially Cuadrado, he loves putting in like deep crosses, and I think he'll find a way to get some balls into Morata, Chiesa, or whoever is up top. And then lastly, we're going to get into the predictions, I think, for this match. I'm going to hit it to our Scottish friend, Anto, first. What do you think, Anto?
2-0 all day. 2-0.
2-0. Very
Juventus,
confident.
nah.
He said it very confidently. I'm happy that you said Juventus. You fixed it. You didn't just leave it as 2-0. Lucci, what are we thinking predictions
Am I
wise?
gonna be the negative one here and say 1-1? I'm gonna get lots of mean comments after this, but I think it's gonna end as a draw. I think it's gonna be probably 2 late goals, or someone's gonna find a late goal and it's gonna end a tie.
My boy Al, what are you thinking?
We're going to kick it off with the full-time score predictions. I'm going to go 2-1 Juventus.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. Ant needs to get his notebook out. So we got full time. We got Anto 2-0. We got Lucci 1-1. We have Al with 2-1. Right? You said full time.
Yeah, you bet.
Okay, let's go halftime scores now. I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna go backwards now. Ant wants it. So Al, we're gonna go backwards. What do you think for halftime score?
At the half, 1-0 Juve.
1-0 Juve. Lucci, what are you thinking?
I'm gonna say 1-0 Juve as well at half.
What are we thinking, Anto?
2-0 halftime.
Ooh, okay. So
I love it.
Lucci was saying he's gonna get killed on another pod that I was a guest on the other day. I had Merda 2-1 and I got absolutely destroyed. But I think I'm feeling a little bit more optimistic. I think at half we're gonna be up, or it's gonna be a draw 1-1, and then I think Juve pulls it out 2-1. I'm changing my mind. I'm feeling confident today. I'm thinking we're gonna go for it. So yeah, we're gonna go on to the next one. These are gonna be all the tiebreakers for these matches to see who wins. And I think I'm going to be the one who wins this week, just saying. Just because I got all the luck on my side. I'm hosting. I'm doing the watch-along. I'm feeling good this week. So offside totals for Juve. What are we thinking, Al? Start with you.
3 offsides total for Juve.
Wow, very low. Thinking there's going to be a tight line and nobody's going to go off. Anto, we're going to go with you now. What do you think offside total for Juve?
Well, the Spanish Inzaghi's playing, so I'm going to go with 5.
Okay, Lucci, what are we thinking?
I'll go 4. I'll go right in the middle.
I'm going to roll with my man, Anto. I'm going to go 5. 5 for Juve. And next, we're going to go yellow or red cards. Who's the first team and first team and minute? That's going to happen. Lucci, let's see.
I'm going to go Inter first. Do I have to name the player or just okay?
Minute.
You don't have to name the player.
Inter in the 37th minute.
37th minute with Inter. Anto, what are we thinking? Team and what minute?
I'm going to shit all of my boy Bentancur, but I think he'll be the first name in the book, as usual. And I'm reckon it'll be midway through the first half. I say 22nd minute.
Okay. Al, what are we thinking?
I was literally thinking first card, 22nd minute, Juve. I can't go the same as Anto, though, so I'll change it up. I'll go like 33rd minute, but I think Juve will grab the first card in this one.
I think obviously the intensity is gonna be super high. One player I'm gonna watch out for. I'm gonna say Vidal in the 25th minute is gonna get his first yellow. I think he's gonna lose his head. He's gonna make a brash challenge.
Is Vidal starting?
I hope so, or my prediction's gonna sound really stupid.
I thought it was Hakan, but to each their own, Cliff. To each their own.
Well,
I thought it was Çalhanoğlu, Brozovic, and Barella.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
there goes my prediction.
You never know.
I'm gonna go 25th minute then. 25th minute still yellow. And then Luca saying Vidal won't start, sweetie. Don't sweetie me, Luca. You're not even in here, so I don't want to hear it. I want to hear none of your back talk this morning. This freaking 12-year-old's coming to talk to me from the bleachers.
This is getting ugly.
But yeah, I'm gonna go 25th minute yellow for Inter. And then shots attempts and on target. Let's go with Lucci first.
I'm gonna say 8 attempts with 3 on target for Juve.
Okay, Al, what are we thinking?
Total attempts for Juve. I'm gonna go with 10, and I'm gonna say probably 4 on target.
Okay, Anto, what are we thinking?
I think it'll be tight. I think it'll be 5 shots and goal, 3 in target, 2 goals.
I
Wow.
think Juve is gonna get a little like they're gonna get some good chances, but I don't think they're gonna have a lot of total attempts. I'm gonna go with 9. And then I think they're going to get 6 actually on target. So we're going to go 6-9 in terms of the prediction totals. And then Luca coming in. Cliffy, drunk with power, forgets his place. Luca, like I said before, I'm on here. I'm not seeing you in the panel today. So
Luca made a fantastic move though, because we got Anto. We got Anto in here today, who we've
did it
been
for the
missing
boys.
a lot. So that's a power play by Luca. So props there
Thank
for
you.
Luca.
then we got Ant coming in here. Ant's got his
Classic
head.
dad joke.
Ant's got his head in the gutter right now. What do you think I'm implying? It the heck's wrong with him?
Easy.
So
Easy.
So so we got the halftime scores, we got the full time scores, goal scores. Who are we thinking the goal scores will be for today? Anto, what are we thinking?
I think Chiesa is going to be the determining factor in this match. I really do think he'll run riot. I think he's due a massive performance. But I'm going to go with Alvaro Morata for the first goal, and I'm going to go with a penalty. I've got a funny suspicion we're going to win a penalty early on, and it'll be our boy Barrucci. So this is a dream last. I was really drunk last night, so I had a crazy dream about Barrucci scoring a penalty. So I'm going to stick with it.
I love how that Anto openly admits that, and I love that. Love that, Bam. So honest.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
We're gonna
It's part of Saturday night in Glasgow, Cliff.
I love
There
it,
you
man.
go.
I love it. What was the drink of choice though last night?
Anything.
Anything, anything.
Love to hear it. Lucci, what are you thinking? What are you thinking for the goal score?
Well, I only predicted 1 goal, so I'm gonna go with Morata scoring it.
Okay, nice. And Al, who do you think?
Morata and an absolutely just dirty goal off a set piece or whatnot from Chiellini.
I love it.
Love that. Love that call.
Just
I'm
an
gonna go-
absolute dirty, ugly goal.
So we got Ant in here saying Chiesa, Morata ×2. We got Dave saying Morata, Chiesa, and Dybala off the bench late to secure the game. And then we have Luca with our boy Weston McKinney
What?
thinks that
That's just-
he's gonna score. That's not a terrible shout.
No.
Well, you got to take
That's
your
really-
shots there, Cliffy, because he had you on the Vidal one. So I don't know about Weston, sweetie.
I love our boys Luca's loyalty to Weston and Aaron Ramsey.
It's
I mean,
unbelievable.
you need to tip your
Unbelievable.
hat
It's
to
good
that.
though. It's good
Amazing.
though.
That's why I love him.
I'm
We all
not going
got
to
our
go as
guys.
far as to say that he's going to score, but I also agree with Dave. I think we're going to see a Chiesa goal early, and then I think Dybala is going to be giving us the late game heroics. I think he's going to come in probably in around like the 70th minute, and then he's probably going to score like an 80th minute winner, and then they're going to secure that win. Omer coming in with Danilo out of nowhere.
I can get
Brazilian.
behind that.
Yeah.
We like that. We like that. And
Lucci
then
rocking the Danilo kit right now.
Atta
I can
boy,
get
Omer.
behind that.
we got the Mister calling his boys Chiellini, Morata, Locatelli. I like that. Mister having some good calls, but 3 goals. Very optimistic. Okay, lastly, boys, we have our man of the match. Who are we thinking for the man of the match? I think this is going to be a really hard-fought one. Lucci, who do we
Oof.
think?
I feel like Chiellini's gonna have a big one today.
Nice. Anto, who are we thinking?
I'm going to contradict everything I just said previously about Chiesa and go with Chiellini. I think I don't know if it was Al or Dan that touched on the I think it was yourself, Dan. The crowd might just bring out the King Kong that we all know and love.
Al, who are we thinking?
So lately, every guy I've called has had an absolute shocker. So what I'm going to do is just say Pinsolio so that even if he has a shocker on the bench, we're okay.
Does he get a red card?
But my gut would tell me to expect like I would probably pick from Chiellini or Danilo today for some man of the match shouts. Potentially, if he gets things right, Morata though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Good
if I
shout.
had to
Good shout.
name one, because Anthony's probably going to say pick one, Al, for the sake of him recording them, I'm going to say Danilo.
I'm gonna pick Al's last man of the match. I'm gonna go with Cuadrado. I think he's gonna feast on the wing. If he's truly playing on the wing, like they're saying a 3-5-2, I think he's gonna go at their left back and whoever I don't even know if it's DiMarco or
Probably
who it is.
Perisic.
If it's Perisic, I think Perisic isn't the best defensively, so I think Cuadrado, whoever is at the left back, will feast. He's going to put in some great, some great crosses. I think Cuadrado is going to be the man of the match. I wouldn't be surprised if he has the 2 assists for the 2 goals this match.
Yeah.
So yeah, that does it for the predictions, guys. This is such an exciting fixture. There's so much to be hyped about today. Any closing remarks for our boys today before we wrap things up?
Get the job done.
Mm-hmm.
Beat
Amen.
the piss out of these guys, okay? I hate them. Absolutely hate them. Go out there, get the job done. I don't care how, just get it done. Get this win. Put us level with them and instill a little more fear in those 2 ahead, because the black and white express is moving, and I don't think we're going to be stopped. Honestly, we're going to get this win today. It's going to be a big one. I'm ready.
I thought honestly, I thought Al was going to end that by saying, "Oh, we're winning 5-1." I thought he was going to get real confident and go for it.
I would love it. I would love it.
I think we all would. Anto, what are some of your? Do you have any closing remarks for us?
More on a personal note, fellas. I've not been on a podcast for quite some time. You guys that have been quite close to me have known that my wife had a bit of a health scare recently, so I just wanted to come on the show. Obviously, Al, Dan, yourself, Cliff, and all the guys listening. Your support you guys have shown has been incredible. It's touched not only myself but my wife and everything round about me, as I say. And you guys are a special lot. So, from the heart, thank you very much.
You're all heart, bro. We love you, man.
Thank you.
I want to say I'm new to the show, obviously, as you know, and I wasn't here for the previous stuff that had happened. But I want to say it's a pleasure getting to speak with you. An honor. And we're very happy that you're doing well. We're very happy that everything is going well, and continue to get better, to feel good. So because I know what it's like to have some health issues. Because I've been dealing with some lately. Not to make it about me, but I understand how it feels to feel, a little bit helpless in that sense. So just want to know that we all love you here at the All Juve Cast. It feels like a family here. So we're all behind you 100%. If you need anything, we're all here for you. Lucci, on that note, try to end us on a little bit positive note.
Yeah, it's tough to follow that up, but I've been hearing it from Inter fans, from yesterday, from Milan fans, these young little punks, coming around saying, Milan this and Juve's finished. And you know what? Today, I want to hear the end of it. I want to go back tomorrow and chirp all these guys that think Juve's finished. Allegri's back, Dybala's back, Chiesa's here, Locatelli. This is the time we make a statement. This is a big one. The boys go out and they get the job done. Where people are starting to shake in their pants, and that's what we want to see. We're gonna get in their heads. So I hope they can go out and do it.
I love it, man. I love it, Lucci, because that's the sign that Juve's back. Is once you hear the chirping constantly,
Salt,
all the salt, that shows us we're back and where we need to be, and we're just gonna keep on moving. I love it. Let the Chihuahuas yip. Love it. Love it.
When we win today, I'm posting the Salt Bay GIF.
Okay.
Put a little salt.
I'm gonna just take over for the ending. I want to give massive props to Cliff here, who did a spectacular job today. And for everybody joining us live, thank you today. And make sure you check out the watch along with Cliff. I look forward to it. He's going to take you through all the reactions for the Derby d'Italia today on the All Juve Cast channel. So massive props there. Anto, thank you so much for the kind words, brother. We love you, and we're glad to hear that things are starting to turn around, shape up for you. As far as everybody joining us, a lot of great words for the new website that is up. Fantastic opening article from our boy Lucci. And we've got plenty more working. We already have a team of writers from regular Juventini who have reached out that wanted to take part. So we're going to just let everybody know that the website's up. Real simple. Alljuvecast.com. Okay. We like to keep things simple and clean. You head over there. It's going to have all our YouTube content on there as well. It's going to have all these articles coming from me, all our guys and these other writers. If you want to take part, just reach out. That's the beauty of it, is that it's an actual open forum for any and all to take part in, as we continue to always be about inclusivity with all of you, because we have a tremendous amount of respect for everybody that's getting, up early with us and following all the content. It never goes unnoticed. So I just want to take the time to say a massive thank you to all of you who subscribe and support the podcast and support now the website. Striped Hearts Apparel, big new drop. Check them out and show some love there. And of course, proceeds go to charities too. So
We got big
again,
news coming too.
Massive
Right,
thank you.
Al? Big news coming. Big news coming soon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Big news, everybody. Probably announced later on this week. And again, it's just part of the growing family that we have and the expansion. Always looking to produce the most and with the highest quality for all of you. So thanks again. Big game, huge game. Watch along with Cliff. Thank you to Lucci. Thank you to Anto. Massive thanks to Cliff. Thanks everybody in the live. Let's go and kill the snakes. Okay. It's all about the victory. I have no doubt Juventus is going to get it done. And I'm going to celebrate like Del Piero is in the picture behind me, because I'm wearing the same kit today. All right. For good memories. And I'm going to go outside after we win and run so that this thing's waving in the wind like a flag, just like Del Piero did. I'll stick my tongue out. I don't care. I'm going to be pumped. Getting the win done. All right. Forza Juve. Fino alla fine. Ciao tutti. Check out the watch along.